Hey everyone, welcome to Friday's Virtual Networkers meeting. I'm gonna go ahead and press pause and wait for the crowd to get here. So welcome to Virtual Networkers Friday edition. I hope everyone had a fantastic and productive week. I am super glad to see you all this morning. I know more folks will be coming in, but I'm gonna go ahead and get us started since it's 8 o'clock. And we will get started with our I almost said 15-second introductions. That would be very interesting. 30, ladies, though. 30. Let's keep it to 30 seconds or less because I would love to have Jennifer start her presentation at 8:15 a.m. So with that in mind, 30-second introductions. Remember, do not talk about the weather. Jennifer Gardella, I know we're going to hear from you, but would you mind kicking us off after you take your sip of coffee?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Jennifer Gardella, and I am a social media and blogging expert. So I help get those who grew up with the phone attached to the kitchen wall out of digital overwhelm with SEO and blogging. And
I missed that. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm done.
All right, awesome. I'm Jill Celeste. I grew up with a phone on the wall, and then I would take it into my mom's room and play with the cord while I was talking to my girlfriends, which is probably why I don't use the phone anymore because I can't play with the cord. But I am the Virtual Networkers founder. I'm very pleased to see you all here today, and also founder of Celestial University, where women gather and work on our marketing and mindset together. So Anne will go next, and then Debbie Keevan.
So my name is Anne. I'm in Zurich, and Connie, Joe, eat your heart out. You've inspired me. Do your walls lack Zeus' paw? Is your romance a bore? Do you long for ideas you've not thought of before? Be it bedrooms or bathrooms, hallways or kitchens, I'll come up with a plan that will leave you just itching to dive in and start DIYing with me as your guide to make your home where you love to be. As if that's not enough, new ideas, my friend, just wait till my hand-painted decorations are trimmed. Original decorations. I'm Anne, and yeah, that's it.
Woo! Good job, Anne.
I worked so hard on that.
It's awesome. Use it again and again and again. Don't give that one up. All right, Debbie, then Laura Templeton.
I am Debbie Keevan, and I'm the Chief Inspiration Officer at Highlander Press. Writing is a very solitary experience, but publishing should be anything but. At Highlander Press, we pull empowered women together to share their stories in books and to get their messages out to change the world. We actually grow authors. Highlander Press, Baltimore, Maryland.
Awesome, thanks, Debbie. Laura, then Margaret.
Nice. Hi, I'm Laura Templeton with 30 Second Success. I help people develop their 30-second message for networking and video. So if you know someone who's lost or can't figure out what to say when it's their turn to do 30-second messages, or if they avoid networking altogether because of it, I'm your girl. Laura Templeton with 30 Second Success, now in Bradenton, Florida.
Yay! Margaret, then Stacy Rowan.
Well, good morning and welcome to Florida, Laura. I know you've been here for a few weeks, but we're happy you're here. And I'm Margaret Martin in delightful Dunedin, Florida. And positive change is my mission. And I do that by helping women in their 50s, 60s, and 70s redesign their life so they can live a fulfilling life. I also work with individuals who are in, whether they realize it or not, are in desperate need of a new resume and updated LinkedIn profiles. So you can find me at margaretmartin.com.
Awesome, thanks, Margaret. Susan Shelton, then Stacy. Oh, I think I did that wrong. Sorry, Stacy, then Susan Shelton.
All right, I'm not quite awake, so I'm like, am I wrong? Hi, I'm Stacy, and I support people. I give people the space, the support, and the system to get to know themselves better than they ever have before. Because the only thing worse than other people not seeing you clearly is not being able to see yourself clearly. Once you have the clarity, then you can make confident decisions to get the results that you're looking for in your life and particularly in your career. So I'm Stacy Rowan from Custom Built Life, and my friend Javier is on my lap clawing at my knee.
Oh,
If I'm making faces, it's not you, I promise.
We have Javier's an honorary member. Susan Shelton, then Judy.
What does grapeseed extract and vitamin C, omega-3s, and coenzyme Q10 all have in common? I'm going to give you a moment. So I'm Susan Shelton. I'm a wellness consultant out of Alexandria, Virginia, specializing in cellular nutrition and skincare, and it's Heart Health Month. So if you answered this morning's riddle with these items support heart health, bravo. Okay. Bottom line, do you have questions on what foods and supplements are most supportive for good heart health? Let's set up a coffee date and set your mind and your heart at ease, and let's do it soon. Thanks. Have a good day.
Thanks, Susan. Judy, then Hannah.
Hi, I'm Judy Kane, and my business is Aligned Consciousness. And I help people rewrite subconscious self-limiting beliefs. People come to me for three main reasons. They come because they've got emotions that are getting in their way on a regular basis, or they're not hitting the goals that they've set for themselves and they don't know why, or they've got physical symptoms of stress. Judy Kane, Aligned Consciousness.
Hannah, then Susan Driscoll.
Good morning. I am Hanne Brøtter from yourbrandvision.com. I am a graphic designer and visual brand manager and a teacher of graphic design. I help solopreneurs get rid of bad graphic design, and Margaret, they don't always know that they are desperate in that field either. So unless you are marketing to the blind, I am your girl. I live in Norway and work globally.
Thanks. Susan, then Kate.
Good morning, everyone. I'm an intuitive mindset coach. I work with professional women. They're usually very successful, but they're unfulfilled and frustrated. Deep down, they know they have more to offer the world, but they don't know what to do about it. So I work with them to get clear on what they want, to get past their self-doubt, and also to start taking action so that they can begin to move towards where they want to be and really get excited about life again. I'm Susan Driscoll, and I'm in Toronto.
Thanks, Susan. Kate, then Tammy.
Overwhelmed solopreneurs hire me to help them create a soul-satisfying business. Just this week, I finished a coaching engagement with someone who had come from corporate and who couldn't imagine a productivity method that would help her with her time and task management, because productivity always meant pressure and ickiness from the outside. But together we created something that feels really good for her business. And she told me that she will always remember this coaching because it was a turning point in her business. So if you're looking for more calm, focus, and clarity in your business, contact me. I'm Kate Varness, Clarity and Productivity Coach.
Awesome. Good job to her too. Tammy, then Mary Beth.
Good morning. My name is Tammy Grant. I'm the founder and CEO of Travel World. Travel World is a full-service travel agency, but in addition to those services, we offer small business owners, nonprofit organizations, and clubs an opportunity to increase brand awareness and raise additional income through hosting experiential retreats. So if you've always been thinking about hosting a retreat but don't know where to start, I can help you do that. Tammy Grant, Travel World.
Thanks, Tammy. Mary Beth, then Rachel.
Hi, Mary Beth Decker, sacredgrove.com. I'm still an animal communicator, and this week I just started teaching people to be animal communicators with their own animals, and we had a little fun. Scott went in to talk to his dog, Thomas, and Thomas wasn't interested, but Goldie, his cat, stuck her little paw out at him. He saw her paw, and it was a left paw to say, it's hurting, Scott. So we're having a little fun with it. And I assist people when they want to know what their animals are thinking, or they need to share some things with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Rachel, then Laura Clark.
Hi, I'm Rachel from Paris. I still sometimes just go and look at my website and think how amazing it is and how you were able to translate my personality into a .com. It's so cool. I'm a proudpreneur now. Thanks to you. I love sending people to my website and I'm so proud. That's what one of my clients had to say after working together. So if you or someone you know is a spiritual entrepreneur who wants a website that is stalk-worthy, even by yourself, then I'm your girl.
I look at my website all the time because I Loveliness. Thank you, Rachel. Laura, then Sherry.
Good morning, ladies. I'm Laura Clark, founder of Chief Executive VA, located here in Monroe, New York. And I help support entrepreneurs like yourself, dynamic ones, with handling day-to-day management of their projects, operations, and wonderful team members. So together with my team, we help entrepreneurs reduce their workloads, maximize their productivity, while we bring key systems to their goals. Virtually supporting your office while you do business.
Thanks, Laura. Sherry, then Kelly.
Good morning, everyone. As a small business owner, have the legal aspects of your business been on the back burner for a long time? I'm Sherry Andrews. I'm a small business attorney. I help solopreneurs and small businesses make sure that their business is legally protected and legally compliant, and that all of those aspects are taken care of. You can find me at sherryandrews.com or in my Facebook group at Facebook groups Let's Talk Legal. And I believe that all small businesses deserve to be legally protected.
Awesome. Thanks, Sherry. Kelly, then Connie Jo.
You live in your body. You know what's not working as it used to. You may have met with your doctor, but just because he doesn't see what you describe in the labs or his exam doesn't mean it isn't real. You need to seek out someone who will take time to listen, honor your intuition, and blend your observations with science to find the root issues. I'm Kelly with Pursue Wellness for You, a functional medicine health coach who will do just that for you. I delight in helping my clients reverse their chronic disease or identify why they're having this particular symptom. Because I believe that pursuing wellness for you, wellness for life is key, because health is wealth.
Awesome. Nice job, Kelly. Connie Jo, then Darlene.
How many of you have or have had a cleaning service for your home? If you said yes, you know that feeling of confidence that your house is clean, the sense of relief that you don't have to think about running the vacuum, mopping the floor, cleaning the toilet, the peace of mind because you know your house is clean. I'm Connie Jo Miller of Enigma Bookkeeping Solutions. That's the feeling you'll have when I take care of your books. Peace of mind, a sense of relief because you know the money part of your business is done. Your books will be clean and shiny and lemony fresh. Schedule a free consult with me today. My link is in the chat box.
Awesome. Darlene, then Suzanne.
Good morning. Have you ever walked into an art gallery and had a piece of art stop you in your tracks? Have you ever seen your animal spontaneously get into an adorable pose and wish you could capture that moment? These are the kind of photographs my passion leads me to, and because I believe in the midst of chaos, beauty will bring you home. So visit my website at photographsforthesoul.com and on Instagram at darlene.elkins. I would love to see you there.
Nice job, Darlene.
Thank you.
Let's give her a round of applause because I know
Thank
that was
you.
the first time she did that. Good job.
Thank you.
Suzanne, bring it home for us.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Suzanne Bellavista, and I am an astrologer, spiritual teacher, and life purpose coach. I help soul-centered women turn transitions into transformations by discovering their life purpose this month, this year, and this lifetime. Together, we will look at your astrology to uncover your cosmic DNA and get clear on the energetic seasons of your life so you can plan your life and your business and your family time accordingly. I offer one-on-one coaching and an astrology-based planner to help women find their purpose along with more inner joy, inner peace, and fulfillment.
Nice.
Great to be here.
Good job, Suzanne. All right, ladies, good speeches this morning. So we're gonna, I'm gonna have Laura Templeton introduced Dr. Jennifer for us. And then Jennifer, if you could go to about 8:40 a.m. Eastern, and then we'll open it up for questions to the crowd. Laura, take it away. You're muted, Laura.
Sorry about that. try this again. All right. Jen Gardella a PhD. Jen Gardella, PhD, is your social media expert. She can position you as the expert and drive traffic to your goods and services so your phone rings off the hook. Dr. Gardella works with a select group of clients providing monthly SEO, blogging, and social media support. She writes your strategic plan and optimizes your profiles, then does all the work for you. A sought-after speaker, Dr. Gardella has been a blogger for the Huffington Post, speaker at the PA Conference for Women, has done a TED Talk presentation, and earned her PhD in educational psychology from Rutgers University. And she's a very dear friend of mine, so I'm really excited to have her here today.
Okay. You know, when you hear your bio and you're like, who's Laura talking about? Like, wait, I'm in my PJ pants still. So as Laura knows, I'm one of those people who is fairly casual in the world, except when it comes to my expertise, which you guys are about to hear now. So thank you so much to Laura. She has been, I don't even know, one of the champions, I think, of my business, one of the first networking buddies that I ever had before I even understood what networking was. They didn't really teach me any of this in PhD school, as I like to say. So I was blessed to have her on my path early in the process. And thank you to Jill for inviting me here today as well. So I'm assuming everyone can see my screen and that I'm not on mute and we can get started. Okay, so today we're gonna do we're gonna do SEO and a little social media. So here's what I've determined. As Laura knows, I take off my gloves often and I'm like, okay, look, here's what we gotta do. There's a lot of really bad social media going on out there in the world. I have a book of clients, and what my goal is to make sure that their expertise transfers through the internet, but in a way where they don't sound like a sales pitch. And what the biggest problem, the biggest hang up that most small business owners have is that they don't really know what to write about or how to write it. So I've really taken my normal social media spiel here and turned it on its heels. And I am now driving all social media through a lens of SEO. So for those of you who are just getting started, and I took notes on a lot of your businesses, so I'm hoping that I can frame most of this within your context so you actually get something out of this, which would be great. So SEO is search engine optimization. We have a website person on here. Sorry, I can't see names anymore because I'm sharing my screen. I don't know how to do that. But anyway, so SEO is making sure that when someone comes looking for your service, your website displays. So some of you are like rolling your eyes going, okay, Jen, no kidding, we know this. But here's the flip. Someone is not coming and looking for your expertise in education. They're coming and looking for you to solve a problem. So what you need to start to do, and this is one of my superpowers in the world, I'm able to think about what your ideal client is actually searching for, how they're searching for you, and then what you need to have written into your website to reach them. So that's what we're really going to go through. So this is all about your ideal client. Now, there's a lot of ways to improve your SEO. One is going to be what we talk about today, which is my field of expertise, which is making sure that the right keywords are written into your website, your social media profiles, and your social media posts. It's also something else that I do for my clients, which is their weekly or monthly blogging. There are other things, and you should definitely book a call with the web designer here to talk about other problems that your website could be having if you're not ranking. So if you have figured out what your ideal client needs and you know that you're writing it into the website correctly, your website can actually have other problems that you haven't addressed, such as link building. Page speed is one of the new hot issues in SEO. You have to have a fast website. Your visitors, like how many people you get to your website and what they do on your site, that's a big part of SEO. So you need to make sure that your navigation is good. Just because you think it's good doesn't mean your ideal client thinks it's good. And then, is your site responsive? So we all know that websites today rank higher if they have a mobile version, and then a version that can adapt to various screen sizes. So can it adapt to a small laptop, a phone, desktop computers, the 90-inch, whatever people are using, does it work well? And then also SEO largely based on reviews these days. You want to rank in Google Local, that little maps listing that shows up in the middle of the search results. You need a really strong Google My Business presence with a lot of reviews. And again, what I'm now going to talk about, your keywords and your ideal client needs to be the focus of everything that I've just said. So I want you to get really specific on who your ideal client is. This is kind of silly, right? Like, how many years can we really talk about the ideal client avatar? And, you know, all the experts, everyone has their own spin on this. I'm like, we don't need to call it anything, just make a list. And I actually, really funny, I heard a marketing expert talk recently to name your ideal client. To name that avatar. So who is your ideal client? You know, is it, and then name her Linda, Michael, whatever you want to name her. I'm like, that is brilliant. But you want to take a look at what's her profession, her relationship status. I realized that all of my clients, my best clients, they're all married and they all have children in high school and college. That was fascinating to me. They don't have the time to do what it is that I do. What do they have kids? Their age range, demographics, their education level. That is critical, right? If you want to deal with people who all have a master's degree, or if your ideal client has a college degree, when someone comes into your sales system, you can eliminate people very quickly because you already know who your ideal client is. What do they like to do in their free time? This is really important because if you're going to save them time, you need to know what they like to do. Hey, do you want to play more golf? That kind of thing. Their professional association, so you can target them that way. What are their fears? So what do they fear most? Do they fear going bankrupt? Do they fear not having friends? Do they fear their business crumbling around them? What are their fears? And then what are the pains that they need you to solve, right? Laura's pain is pretty clear. Laura's pain is, I stand up at a networking group and I don't really sound like I know what I'm talking about. Laura takes that pain away from you. And then what have they tried before? So I know that a majority of my clients have tried different marketing services specific, and I know exactly what marketing services they have tried. That's how detailed that I've gotten with my ideal client. So once you know your ideal client, we're going to jump. Again, this is like 20-30-minute presentation here, so we are going rather quickly. But then you've got to look at, okay, what are your keywords? This is your main SEO driver and your main social media driver. So your keywords are the words that your ideal clients are using in Google search when they try to find you. So just as a caveat here, based on some of the professions that we have, I can guarantee you that no one is going into Google looking for a mindful business coach. They're not. They're looking to solve a problem, and their problem is probably overwhelm, burnout. They are stressed. They're not making enough money. So that's what I really want you guys to start to spin the thinking of this into those ideal clients. Keywords are short tail and long tail. So if you're a business attorney, our business attorney is in here, who I met years ago, which is really funny that she just popped up today, which is so fun. I love those kind of connections. You know, she's looking at, okay, how do I set up a business? That's a longer tail keyword. But when you talk about, you know, business taxes, which I'm sure she gets questions about, those are shorter tail keywords. So what do you help with in the long, you know, the longer sentences, but also those tiny keywords? I do a lot of work with divorce attorneys. If you have seen my TED Talk, you know why. So, you know, divorce attorneys, they work with areas like divorce, alimony, short-term keywords, but there's also a lot of questions that go into that process as well. Geolocators. This is one of the ways that people really miss the boat with SEO. If you want to rank locally, you need geolocators. I had a client once who did a lot of college admissions help and work. She wanted to rank in Doylestown, but she refused to write Doylestown into her website and her social media post because she didn't want to seem too constrained. I'm like, but you only want Doylestown clients. So why wouldn't we focus our work there? So make sure that you do that. Again, think like your ideal clients. And I'm going to go through how to find your keywords. Don't worry, I'm just not going to leave you hanging. Google what you do, and you'll find a lot more information about yourself. It's generally based on what your competitors are doing well. And then what I want you to do is Google your name. So as Laura's probably heard me say, when I started in this business years ago, my business coach said to me, Google your name. And I didn't have my PhD yet. I was just starting in digital marketing. I was working for a law firm at the time. And I was like, oh my God, well, you know, I'm Jen Gardella. So like I'm teaching at Rutgers and I'm a PhD student and I'm a mom and I've done all these fun things. And he goes, Google your name. And I was nowhere on the internet. And it wasn't like I had an ego about what I was doing. It was just like, well, I've done some fun things, so of course they'll be out there. Well, they're not out there unless you put them out there. And what's really funny now is I'm actually friends with the other Jennifer Gardellas on the internet because one of them is an attorney out in California, I think. And she was like, oh, so you're the one that finally beat me at my name. So, you know, you have to make sure that you start where you're at, but then it's very doable long-term for you to win the game, especially on your name. Okay, so steps to keyword research. Here's what I want you to do. And I recommend doing this in the digital space, a Word doc, a Google doc, a Google spreadsheet, however you want to organize yourself. If you're old school, take out a piece of paper. At the top of the list, write your core business areas. What is it that you do? So we have a decorator on the call. It may just be, you know, redecorating your house. It may be decorating your bedroom. You can drill into some bottom line or, you know, details at this point. But what is it that you do? Then I want you to take a look at what your competitors are doing. So who's ranking above you in Google search? If they are ranking above you in Google search, more than likely they have done or paid for this process. So steal what they've done. Don't reinvent the wheel for yourself. So go through their website. Usually when I do competitor research, I take about an hour for my clients and I go through all their competitors, local and national, if that's the case, and I see what they're writing into their websites, blog posts and specific keywords, especially on the homepage. I want you to turn on auto suggest in Google. So again, I'm not going to go through the nuts and bolts of this, but Google auto suggest is phenomenal because it will, when you put something into the search box, it will not only tell you what you're looking for based on the words you're actually typing in, it will suggest things that others are searching for when they start their sentences like you. So if someone is going in there looking for a bookkeeper, Google auto suggest will suggest other keywords that people are searching for when they're looking for a bookkeeper. So it may be bookkeeper near me. It may be bookkeeper who uses QuickBooks. Pay really close attention to what shows up there. And then here are a couple other tools that I suggest. So the Google Keyword Planner and the Google AdWords function. So you do not have to spend a dime to use either of these, but if you think about this intuitively, it makes a lot of sense. In the Google AdWords Planner, so Google AdWords is the ad function of Google where you can just run ads on Google. If keywords are expensive in Google AdWords planners, that means they are highly searched terms. So if you go in there and there is a search, and they tell you the search volume, they tell you how many people are searching. So if you go in there and you look for, I'm looking to publish a book, because we have a publisher here. If publisher, book author, if those keywords, long tail and short tail, are expensive, you know that they should be written into your website. If no one's searching on them and there's $0 attached to it, you know that they're not hot keywords, so don't use them. It's pretty basic, right? But no one really does this. I also give you a couple others here. Moz Keyword Explorer, phenomenal. You can set up a free account, go for it. You get 5 searches a day, I think. And then Answer the Public is this wacky site where this guy pops up in front of you. He's a little creepy. I will guarantee you'll be like, whoa, that's a little weird. He's gotten less creepy over the years, which was kind of exciting. But he pops up and he kind of looks down and you can put in one keyword or you can put in a question and they generate and show you the search volume for all questions related to your topic. So you can put in there something like, you know, vacation planner, and all of the questions that people ask about vacation planner will come up in these big circles that are really hard to read, but the information is phenomenal. Okay, so now you have your keywords. I want you to generate an editorial calendar. You know, like when you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm gonna blog, and you give yourself an hour and you stare at a white screen. Me too. So what I want you to do is, this is a living document somewhere. So this is your guide to write about what you're going to write about and when. For instance, we're sitting right now in February. So March comes in, and I always use like really simple examples. If you think that March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb is relevant to your business as a catchphrase, you should have that written into your editorial calendar. It should be halfway outlined by this point, and you should be almost ready to publish, if not at the end of the writing stages, because it's going to take Google some time to index that content. It helps with writer's block. You don't miss opportunities. I can't tell you the number of people that call me on February 13th looking for opportunities to write about for Valentine's Day. I'm like, you've missed it. Go on. If you want to talk about Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever those terms are, the summer, back to school, you need to write those into a calendar, because also you'll realize, and again, this is living, you can add to it, that you don't miss those opportunities. You're always then thinking about it. You spend an hour a week outlining your blog posts, and then it's no big deal. So, and I also want you to add in fun days of the year. There are a lot of websites that can help you understand what the fun days are, like National Oatmeal Day. If you are a dietitian, if you work in the field of health, we have a couple of health coaches, and I use that term broadly. I don't want to insult anybody if they don't like that term, but we have a lot of people in that. We have a couple people in that sphere here. You need to pick up on National Oatmeal Day. You need to pick up on, French fry day, because that's the opposite, obviously, of something that would be healthy. And then make fun of it, work it into your editorial calendar. Now, I also want to say that in order to win the SEO game, you need to be blogging on a regular basis. Google, our website developer here can tell you, loves new and fresh content. Google does not want you putting 100 blog posts on your website January 1st and then forgetting about your website for the rest of the year. Content must be added on a regular and consistent basis. And everybody gets all bent out of shape about what a great blog post is. I'm here to tell you this is old school writing. For those of us who went to school long ago, this is not newfangled math. This is not newfangled writing. Go old school. Your blog post is a title with a keyword in it, an opening paragraph explaining what you're going to tell them, 3 supporting paragraphs, and a close. It's about 350 to 500 words around some very tight topic. So for our business attorney here, we're going to talk about, what is an LLC, or what's the difference between an LLC and a C Corp or an S Corp, or all those things. For our health coaches, we're going to talk about what is one thing that you can do right now to improve your health. Or we're going to very tight recipe topic, very tight nutritional topic. For our virtual assistant, it's going to look like, what is it like for someone to manage your sales process? How to work your CRM, or whatever it is that your specialty is. How to send out your newsletter. I mean, there's a good one for the virtual assistant. Like, how many of us have tried to do that and we just can't get it off the ground? So, how can I make this easier? Now, you can get creative in your blog posts. You can do lists. You can do how-tos. You can also do what not to do. People love that. And now I'm gonna show you some not examples, but we're gonna walk through some steps of social media. Everything we just did, the blog posts on your website, the keywords, we're now going to use all that and bring it into the social space. What we're no longer going to do is write posts that say, call me with your phone number. Hey, look at me. Guess what I do? I'm fantastic. We don't really, it is all about what you do to help your clients. So, and I have to be honest with you, in the last couple of weeks, I've gotten a little snarky out there, especially on LinkedIn, about the amount of spam that people are putting out on LinkedIn. It is at what I consider to be an all-time high. So if you can support that level of humor and calling people out like I can, for those of you who don't know, I'm from Jersey, so I'm raised by New Yorker parents, so I think I can get away with a lot, which I probably can't, but anyway, I try to. So, but all of what's really important to the core of your business, right? When I write for my clients, we don't put out spam. So it's really important for me for people to understand that what they're doing looks ridiculous. But I want to also drive home this point very quickly. Social media is not scary. Social media is about setting up, it's about connecting with people, and then it's engaging, including great content. And so if you're like, oh, I don't want to, I'm not perfectly set up, or I don't know what to do on social media, go back to these 3 steps: set up, connect, and engage. And that's all it is. So first, with social media, you need to know the culture of every site. So LinkedIn functions very differently than Facebook, which is very different than Twitter. So you're not going to post, pictures of your lunch. And as Laura has heard me say, please stop posting pictures of your lunch everywhere, but definitely don't want to put those pictures up on Facebook. Up on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is incredibly professional space. You need to know where your ideal clients are hanging out. So my ideal clients are actually not hanging out on Facebook. My ideal clients are hanging out on LinkedIn all day. So that's where I've been putting a lot of my effort. I have a presence other places, but it's that LinkedIn effort that I've been putting a lot of time into. So know the culture of each site, know where your clients are hanging out. You want to set up your account correctly with great picture. I'm really sick of people putting, pictures at their daughter's wedding with the arm over and they cut out and the hand is right here. You look ridiculous. Like, go, and there's a photographer in the group, go get your picture taken, connect with the right people and share great content, which I'm going to go over in a minute. I want you to optimize your accounts. And this is why I kept this information here. What I want you to do is make sure that the keywords and the pain points of your clients are written into your profiles. So when you go into the services section of Facebook and you write what you offer, write the pain points that you solve. When you go into LinkedIn, your lead paragraph should be all about how you solve your clients' pain points. Right? So this is kind of funny. I work with a lot of attorneys, and what do attorneys like to talk about? Just like a lot of PhDs like myself, we like to talk about our education because we worked really hard for it. No one cares. My ideal clients, some of them like the fact that I have a PhD, but in the bigger picture, they want to know, how can I help them solve their problem? There's that big joke that Russell Brunson says, how do you make them do their job better? How do you keep them out of jail? How do you make them more money or give them more time with their family? That's what it's all about. Fill out every section of your profile. And another big one for SEO, make sure your profiles are all different. You will be hit by Google if you have a lot of duplicate content out there. In fact, if Google finds your content, like let's just say in your LinkedIn profile, if you've just copied and pasted your profile right from your LinkedIn profile to your website, that's considered duplicate content and a huge no-no. So once you got your website going and your social media accounts are probably set up, I actually focus a lot of my work on Google My Business. If you're national, if you can work with anybody, or if you're hyper local, you want a really well set up Google My Business account. This is your maps listing, but it also can drive SEO on a national level with your website. So it has to be verified by phone or by mail, depending on what you're offered. I always say when Google gives us a toy, we play with it, just like YouTube, and you can post to your Google My Business account regularly. Now, again, we post content, we post unique content to every website. So we don't want the same post going up on Facebook, that's going up on LinkedIn, that's going up on Google My Business. But this is something that you should be posting to on a regular basis. I have a couple comments about Facebook. Since now we have all these SEO pieces, Facebook is a hot SEO and very important part of your digital marketing strategy that more than likely not a lot of people are going to see. Crazy, right? But the individuals that have liked your page do not necessarily see the content that you post. Years ago, Mark Zuckerberg decided that he didn't have enough money and he invented Facebook advertising, and that was the end of that. However, people are going into Facebook now looking at your Facebook presence when they hear your name. I'm seeing that more and more. So it's important. So, but what happens is many of us, especially if you're in the 50-year-old age group like I am, Facebook was our first entry into social media years ago, and it's where we got really comfortable. And we stay there and we strangle it as the end all and be all. And that is a big mistake. So make sure that you have a presence. Make sure that you fill out all the sections, including the services tab. When I get a new client, this is usually the first thing that I look for. And usually they do not have this set up. The services tab is, what do you do for people? And then you take reviews here. So I have a slide on reviews that I hope I can get to, but reviews are important, and reviews are super important in Facebook. Oh, good. I think I'm going to make this. What to share. So this is the biggest problem, right? Like, what do I share? So 60%, and if you've seen me speak before, I do have a PhD in statistics, but my stats are often different on each of these slides that I've earned. So Laura, you may have seen a 70-30 model. Apparently once I was doing a 50-50 model. I don't know. About 60% of the content should be yours. So to put this in bigger terms, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, share your content. This can be blog posts from your website. Now, you need to have blog posts to share on your website, but this can be blog posts from your website. This can be your YouTube videos. Whatever it is that you have, that's your content to share, share that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday, you want to be sharing the content of others. So you want to be, so if you are the bookkeeper, if you are the small business attorney that's here, you want to be sharing content on what is it like to be an entrepreneur, other ways to grow your business. You want to look well read so that you just don't always look like an advertisement. So that is, and you don't want to share content from competitors, obviously, right? And you don't want to share content that is not high quality. So make sure when you're about to share an article, you go all the way down. So when my writers and I write for my clients, we're actually reading the entire article. There could be some not so great information at the end of that article that you don't want to be associated with. So finding good content. Okay, blogs of non-competitors. And then you also can set up Google Alerts. If you don't know how to do that, just write a note, set up a Google Alert. So you set up a Google Alert for your keywords that you researched slide 1, whenever we started this. So Google Alerts then sends you every day, every week, a list of all the hot articles on the web for that specific keyword. So for instance, if you're a photographer, you're going to set up a Google Alert for headshots, branding. You're going to set those up, and then Google's going to send you articles that you can share. I highly recommend that you put an app called Pocket on your phone. This is so that when you are scrolling through Facebook or wherever you're hanging out on the web and you see an article that you want to share later on, all you do is you hit the button and the app literally saves it for you for later. It's brilliant. And then you pull that up on your desktop and you slot that right into your social media. You can also finding good content to share, and this is a good way to find great hashtags. Good way to find good keywords. Go into Twitter and search on a hashtag. Now, we don't have enough time because I have 3 minutes left, but we don't have enough time to go into what's a hashtag, but there's plenty of content out there and I can always explain that to you. But Twitter is full of phenomenal content that's being shared from around the web. So I highly recommend that. Entrepreneur.com kind of relates to a lot of people in this group, whether you're some sort of business coach, the website person, the small business, the business attorney, you all can be sharing information there. Be careful about sharing articles from subscription sites. Everyone loves to share because they have great content from the New York Times, the Washington Post. Those are now blocked by paywalls. Everyone gets even Medium is blocked by a paywall right now. So you get 2 or 3, but you don't want to share content that then people can't see. And then also, if you're local, share content about what's going on in your town. Like show that you really care, right? Show that you're sharing info that people can use. So that's my last slide. So we just went through, finding keywords, understanding your ideal clients, finding those pain points, and then how to use that information to increase your SEO, both in your website, your blog, and all of your social media. I am sure some of you are massively confused right now. I have that. That is one of my superpowers also, is that I kind of turn on the fire hose and give you all the information that you need and then let you sort it out in the future. What I love to do are working sessions around this. But book a call with me if you're confused. You go right to my website, jennifergardella.com. I think it's /call. I'm pretty sure I made it super easy. I offer a 30-minute gratis appointment. Much to the dismay of my business coach, I have no sales process. So you will not get 1,000 emails from me. You will not get follow-up calls. I am truly just here to help you. That's it.
Awesome, Jennifer. Woof.
That's
Good
me.
Stuff. That's you. I love it.
Are
Ladies.
These chats, are these all questions for me?
No, mostly jokes.
Good. Okay.
We tell jokes as part of our mindset boosting. So go back and learn about cats and matches. We'll get time. I'm going to see if anybody has one quick question, and we're going to go to announcements where people will oh my God, ladies, one quick question. Rachel got her hand up first. Go, baby.
Yes, I could ask a million questions. But the one I think suits your superpower the most is, how do you get the balance between putting keywords in your site and it not looking like you wrote it for SEO?
You write, that's a great question. You write as if you were talking to your ideal client about what it is that you do. So in the olden days, so like 2011, 10, 11, 12, you could do what's called stuffing keywords, right? I'm a social media consultant that focuses on LinkedIn social media, Facebook social media, like all that. Google will And if you don't think Google is watching, Google is definitely watching, but Google will penalize your site for that. So the trick is to have a lot of content and drip in your keywords naturally over time.
Good stuff. All right, we're going to do one more quick question. I saw Ann hands. Go Ann.
I was just wondering, when you were talking about the Facebook accounts, are you talking about personal Facebook accounts or professional, like the business Facebook accounts? Because I've heard conflicting thoughts.
Okay, so your business should have a Facebook presence, and I'll wing to the right here and say you should absolutely also have a LinkedIn presence for your business. And then from there, you should post to your business page, and then you can share content to your personal page. Now, I work with a coach nationally, very successful business coach. She disagrees with me on this, but her personal presence is filled with business owners, and it's filled with stuff that she does professionally. I personally enjoy a personal Facebook presence as well. And I have trained, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, because you guys are friends now. I've trained my tribe, my people, my friends, who, I mean, some of them I've never met, or they've heard me speak in groups like this. I've trained them to be my champions. So if you know my personal story, which, as Laura knows, took a side turn in Corona as well, people out there want me to be successful, but they also want to know me, right? They love to see my kids. They love to see all that. You can rest assured that night I did my TED Talk, we were posting about the professional, like that was everywhere, right? But you do not miss the opportunity to build a professional, a business page as well. So post your business stuff to your business page and then share it appropriately.
Okay, thank you.
Because I want to see your other stuff. I want to know who you are.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go now to announcements. So ladies, we have to be done by 9 a.m. Look at the clock, 13 minutes. We got to get through all of our announcements, which means during your portion of the verbal announcements, I ask that you share either a referral ask promotion or a shout out. Don't do both. You will make me angry. And I'll stick Mr. Wu after you. So one or the other. I will go first. I get to do both because I'm chapter president. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to send a shout out to Robin, who's Robin Graham, who says hi to Jennifer. And she's with an uncle who's not feeling well. So sending love to her. Jennifer Russman's hanging out with her mom, and Tracy's hanging out with her chamber. Reminder also, we have a members only meeting, no guests, please, on March 19th. So please make sure that's on your calendar. Don't book over it. And we will be off for Good Friday, which I know is in April, but it'll be here before you know it. So with that, I'm going to have Ann and then Debbie do your announcement or shout out.
I have two quick announcements. One is that I'm still doing Feng Shui for Love, so the Love Shui consultations until basically Tuesday. So if anyone is interested, you can let me know. And then I'm going to take a break and heal my arm, which gets operated next week. And after that, starting about 2 weeks after, I will start taking pre-requests for personalized hand-painted decorations, Christmas decorations, because that's it.
Awesome. Sending love to your elbow. Debbie, then Laura Templeton.
It was incredible, Jennifer. I'm just going to say, if you know of anybody who said they want to write a book someday, to actually send them to me, because we're starting to fill up our June cohort for publishing in January to March of next year. So just invite them to me with an email introduction, please. Have a great weekend.
Laura Templeton and Margaret Martin.
Jennifer, that was awesome. Every time I see you, I learn something new. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm like going to rewatch that probably about 10 times and take way more notes. Yes, Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, March 3rd. I can't believe it's already March. Our chapter, the Wednesday morning chapter at 11 a.m. Eastern time, we are doing dates. So ladies, if you want to get to know some other members of the virtual networkers from the Wednesday chapter, pop on over on Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. I am super excited. I'm doing some strategy sessions for folks, and I have 2 slots left for the first quarter of this year. So if you know someone who's lost in their business, they don't know what to lead with, and they need a little bit of strategic help and direction, I will drop my information into the chat box to schedule a time.
Awesome. Thanks, Laura.
You're very welcome.
Margaret and Susan Shelton.
Jennifer, thank you so much. Great presentation. Got a couple of things I'd like to chat about with you, so I'll do that. Just wanted to wish everyone a good weekend. Enjoy. Hope everybody has great weather and gets out and enjoys life a little bit. So thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Margaret. Susan Shelton, then Stacy.
Great presentation, Jennifer. Thank you so much. I just want you all to save the date, March 17th. It's More Than Green Beer. We're actually going to be doing a presentation, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, on women's heart health, focusing on the issues that women specifically have with heart health. So save that date. There'll be more information to come. It'll be 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
All righty. Awesome. Stacy, then Hannah.
Hi, everyone. Jennifer, great presentation. I do feel like I could have had a little bit more coffee before it to keep up with you, but thankfully we have a replay, so I'll be good. Ladies, if you know anyone who is a business owner and is really struggling in their business because they thought it would be joyful and profitable and fun, and instead they're feeling it a lot like maybe the other jobs they've had in the past, stressful and uncertain and just not at all what they wanted, and they're having trouble seeing themselves as the leader in their business, that would be a great referral for me. I actually have a couple spots that I can do at a very low cost for part of my certification that I'm finishing up in April. So if money's an object, but someone wants to understand their human design as it relates to career and being a business owner, you can send them my way and I might be able to work something out there. So thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Stacy. Hannah, then Susan Driscoll.
Thank you, Jennifer. That was a great presentation. I have tons of notes and will certainly watch the replay. I am looking for more launch partners for my Brother School of Design, which opens its doors next month. If you want to help, please find the link in the chat box and register. Thanks a ton. Have a good weekend.
You too, Hannah. Susan, then Kate.
Thank you, Jennifer. I too was very relieved to keep remembering that there is a recording available so I can go back and listen again. This week I am looking for LinkedIn connections. So if you're on LinkedIn and would like to connect, I'm going to put my link in the chat. Thank you.
Thanks, Susan. Kate, then Tammy.
Okay, so you can move from stuck and overwhelmed to clarity and action with my quick clarity coaching package. I posted it in the comments, and you'll receive 2 60-minute calls, a detailed roadmap. This is great for you if you've got a specific project, like pulling together some content for an offer, or if you're just really stuck on a thing, you're going to find some out of the box solutions with me. Thank you.
Thanks, Kate. Tammy, then Mary Beth.
So with vaccinations becoming available, people are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with travel. We are currently booking travel for the fall winter of 2021 as well as 2022. If you want to travel, I suggest that you book early. It is going to fill up quickly. And one other little thing is that when you book travel for yourself, you are still paying for a travel agent. You just are not getting the benefit. So make sure that you connect with a travel agent, because travel agent commissions are already built into it. And if you don't use a travel agent, you're losing out on that benefit, but paying for it anyway.
Hot damn, Tammy. That's how you do it, girl. Mary Beth and Rachel.
And I also wanted to say thank you. I put a little list of things. I have another longer to-do list than I had before, and thank you for that. It's like a blessing and a curse, so thanks. All right. I have Spiritual Pet People group, and so if any of you are animal lovers and would like to join it on Facebook, I would love to have you. And if you could share it with people that you know love their animals, please do. Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Beth. Rachel, then Laura Clark.
Thanks again, Jennifer. That was awesome. I want to give a shout out to Jill. Back in January, she put a post on Instagram about getting back into her fitness journey, and she inspired me to do mine. And I've just finished week 7 of a fitness program. And it's kind of like a little shout out to everybody to make sure that you keep posting about things, because I didn't like or comment on Jill's post, yet she inspired me anyway. So keep putting your message out there, people.
Good for you, Rach. Good for you. Laura Clark and Sherry.
A wealth of information, Jennifer. I mean, I'm so happy as well that I can replay on that myself. No announcements, no asks. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Laura. Sherry, then Kelly.
So I'm just gonna reiterate what everybody else already said. Great presentation, lots of notes, waiting for the replay. And I'm definitely looking up that Pocket app thing. Sounds interesting. And for me, my only ask today is if you're here, it's because you're an entrepreneur. If you're interested, join my Facebook group. If you're not already in there, a lot of you are. The link is in the chat way back up at the beginning. But join in. It's a good place for support for your questions about the legal aspects of your business.
Awesome. Thanks, Sherry. Kelly, Connie, Joe.
Wow, Jennifer, like Mary Beth said, I've got a long list of things to do. At least I've got direction to go and take it. I really appreciate that so much. There is still time. I've started my Immune Boost, the practical strategies to boost your immune system course. You can catch the first class on replay and then join us on Mondays. But ladies, let me just give you a little PSA. If you are going to get your vaccine, make sure in the days before you take that vaccine, you have not had any kind of physical symptoms or reactions or anything, because if you have symptoms or reactions, your immune system is already going, and you don't want to have that interact with the vaccine. You want to be eating well, ditch the sugar and the carbs in the days before, and sleep well. You need to go into that vaccine as calm and relaxed and healthy as you can.
Thank you, Kelly. That's awesome advice. You should put that on a Facebook Live. Just saying. Connie, Joe, then Suzanne.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer. My head's spinning. I'm definite rewatch. And today I have a suggestion. We have so many wonderful authors already in this group and authors to be. Consider if you have like a welcome package or you want to gift your clients something, consider doing books. I love getting books. I think most people love getting books, and we have a wonderful resource right here in this group. Have a great weekend.
I approve that message. Suzanne, then Darlene.
Hey again, everybody. So first of all, just still thrilled to be here and getting to know everyone. And my ask for this week is really hopefully a gift to you if it resonates for you. Every week I send out an email that supports you with tools for how to get the most of the astrology of the week, the month, or the year. And I even sometimes put little exercises in there. You can print it out and use as journal prompts. So if you're intrigued about knowing the seasons of your life and the universal rhythms, then my name and email address is suzanne@soulfullivingproject.com, and it's in the chat box. So just drop me a line and I'll add you to the email list. Have a great weekend.
What a great resource. Thanks, Suzanne. Darlene, and then Mo.
A shout out today to Laura. I did my sign up bonus gift with her, excuse me, for the 30-second commercial. Excuse me.
You got she's all choked up, Laura, over you.
Please go on.
Okay. You want to come back to you? Okay. Mo. Now Mo came in late, so Mo.
Oh my gosh.
Introduce yourself real quick, like 10 seconds.
I'm Mo Cooper. I'm Mo Mind Body Soul. I am a health and wellness coach, personal trainer, and I had a shout out to Laura because we had our one-on-one yesterday, and I was sick earlier this week, so it's been such a great comeback. But a shout out to everyone in this group because Jennifer, I think you should hire them for promotion, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see this video because I missed the whole thing. It's head shaving day, and so it was off my schedule, and so sorry everybody for showing up late, but I'm super excited to watch this video. I'd love to learn more about social media. It's so powerful. It's such a powerful tool that I think most of us underuse, and it's not going anywhere for a while for sure. So yeah, so I don't have anything prepared, but thank you so much for doing this, for putting this together. I know that everyone's benefited so much from it, and I really look forward to the rewatch. So please tell me how to find that so I can watch it and enjoy it. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome. We're glad you can join us. Come back when it's not head shaving day for sure. So I'm going to zip this up into a recording, but here's the thing, I have a meeting right after this. It'll be a little later today. Yes, Laura Templeton.
You want to go back to Darlene?
Oh, see, this is why I have other chapter presidents in here to help me stay on task. Darlene, yes, my apologies.
Just to say that one of the best things I've gotten from this group is after Laura, I had my session with Laura on the 30-second commercial. I immediately it was only one small thing, but I put something into action today. And that's the thing that's really keeping me motivated. So thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you for that.
More to do, much more good to do.
You got awesome work. So ladies, I do have a meeting after this. So if you want to save the chat box now, go to the 3 dots at the bottom of the chat box that allow you to save it. And then in about an hour and a half, you'll get an email from me with the replay link and a PDF of the chat box if you'd like. So go ahead, wait a moment for you all to do that. Come back next week. We have another speaker who I took the time to read and then right out of my head. Laura, who is it? Do you remember?
It's Dr. Pam Ginsberg.
That's it, Pam Ginsberg.
Pam Ginsberg is a medical doctor, medical psychologist, and she helps people. She really focuses on breast cancer patients, but she's an amazing message, just helping people with everything she's been doing some really amazing work through this whole COVID situation with, so she's awesome. I love her.
All right, well, everybody come back next week. Mo, come back. Jennifer, you're welcome to be a guest anytime. It's great to meet you. Mwah. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Send in love. Bye. You got it, Mo.